G'day punters, Blake from the Leg Up Australia. Plenty of good racing this weekend. We've got Group 1 racing at Moonee Valley on Friday night with the Menacado Stakes, and then we have Group 1 racing at Moonee Valley with the Cox Plate. That's going to be an absolute cracking race. Winx has won the last 4, but other than her, we've only had one favourite Salute in the previous 9 years, and that was So You Think winning his second Cox Plate. Liz Grasso looks super hard to beat. She brings that Japanese form, which we saw win the Caulfield Cup last week with Mia de Glass. Damien Lane takes the reins. She's drawn out a little bit, but I'm sure Lane should be able to find a good spot. And with the rail in the true position, that rail might be chopping up towards the end of the Saturday meeting, with the Friday meeting also being run at Moonee Valley. So she might end up being in the perfect spot. I'm with Mystic Journey. I think she is going to be super hard to beat. She was really good in that Turnbull at the back of the field. She was running on against the tempo and the pattern of the day. We saw Mr. Quickie come out and run well in the Caulfield Cup. I think he should have probably gone close to winning the Caulfield Cup, and she was a much better run than him in the Turnbull, and I think she can come out and win the Cox Plate. Hopefully Mr. Quickie can get the cash for us in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. We are on him at the big odds in the Melbourne Cup, so hopefully he can make his way into the Melbourne Cup. Racing at Randwick, I think the best bet of the day comes up very late in the day. Absolutely cannot get any later in the day. The last race, Randwick Race 9, number 3, Shawnee, Glyn Schofield in the saddle. Chris Wallace stable, drawn barrier 1. I think she is going to be super hard to beat. Second up, last preparation, she ran second to Princess Jenni, and that turned into Group 1 form. First up this preparation was in a benchmark 88 behind Greyworm. She had the best closing sectional of the race, 11:22. She really found the line nicely there. She's up 100 metres, up to 1,500 metres. She's won with 60 kilos before. She goes up in weight, 59 kilos, shows she can win carrying weight, 1,500 metres, back to a benchmark 78. If you have a look at the rest of the horses in the field, most of them have midweek form, so I just think she's going to be too good for them. I really do think she's going to be too good for them, and if she gets the splits at the right time, that's what we're betting against, her finding clear galloping room in the straight. She's going to be super hard to beat. If she finds clear galloping room, she'll be too good for them. So that's the best bet of the day for me. Randwick Race 9, number 3, Shawnee. The next best bet of the day comes up in the 5th race for me. Randwick Race 5, down the bottom, number 7, Madam Rouge. I think she is going to be super hard to beat. I was on her at the huge odds, $81 each way in the Silver Eagle. She didn't let us down. We didn't get the money, but she ran a very good race. She was held up until the corner. She ran 4th. That was huge odds. I just thought she was over the odds that day. I think she was more of probably about a $15 chance that day. So based on the SP profile, many good judges are saying that she is under the odds, but if she went around $15 that day, I think she is the right price today. $4.50, I think she's going to be super hard to beat. If you go back to her narrow defeat behind Ready to Profit at Scone, she actually gets a 7 kilo weight swing on Ready to Profit from that race. She carried 59.5 that day, and Ready to Profit carried 53.5. This time around, Ready to Profit has to carry 55.5, and Madam Rouge will go around with 54 kilos. So she comes in really well at the set weights and penalties conditions of the race, and that has to be the form, that Silver Eagle form. That's the Inevitable won the race. Second was Fasika, and third was Mizzy. So she's back to mare's class, and I just have her super hard to beat. She should cross over and sit outside Ready to Profit in the run, 1,200 metres. She's put 3 really good runs together, which was a concern with her earlier in her career, putting runs together. But I think she is a well-rounded mare now, and I think she's going to prove super hard to beat. So that's Randwick Race 5, number 7, Madam Rouge. I think the value bet comes up later in the day. I think it's in Race 8. Race 8, number 12, Coterie from the Gerald Ryan stable. Swaps Nash Rawiller for Jay Ford. Nash absolutely butchered this horse first up. didn't know what they were doing, sort of went back. He got caught 3 and 4 deep and then lost all momentum, was sort of sideways at the furlong, but he really found the line really nicely. That was over 1,100 metres. He had 61 kilos that day. That was in a benchmark 70. I'd suggest that form out of that race is going to be really good. Broken Arrows won that race. He's drawn awkwardly again, barrier 10. So hopefully Jay rides him a little bit positive and they go forward on him. The first up last preparation, that was in a $1 million race, the English Sprint. Ran fourth to Fiesta, Estajab and Mizzy. So that's really good form for this. And then second up, which he is tomorrow, he ran third to Archidemus and Star of the Seas. That form has turned really good. I just think he is over the odds at about $6.50. I think he's a progressive horse. I think he should strip fitter, improve on that first up effort, and 1,200 metres is absolutely ideal for him. And then we're moving on to the roughie of the day. Comes up in the fourth race. Number 3, Lover Lover from the John Sargent stable. Tim Clark's in the saddle. Drawn barrier 5. I think she is going to be super hard to beat. I've loved both her trials. She absolutely looked to be trucking in both of those trials. She won't wear the blinkers. They took the blinkers off her later last preparation and she did some good things. That second in the aspiration to Natoya looks really good now with what Natoya's been doing this preparation. She then ran third in the Group 1 Breeders over in New Zealand. I know that's New Zealand form, but that is Group 1 form. And then she travelled very deep in the Doomben Cup, but that's Group 1 weight for age form, and she was being 1.95 lengths by Canedna and horses like Life Less Ordinary. That looks great form for a race like this. I know 1,400 metres is a little bit short of her best, but she has looked absolutely outstanding in her trials, and I'm happy to take about $10 about her. Greyworm's going to be super hard to beat. He's going to make his own luck on the speed, but I'd prefer to take $10 about Lover Lover. I think she can get over the top of them. So that's Randwick Race 4, number 3, Lover Lover each way. I know she's not a huge roughie, but there wasn't really one that I was keen to get involved with on the day. So she's the roughie of the day. Randwick Race 4, number 3, Lover Lover. Thanks for watching, punters. If you are going to have a bet on Friday night, Saturday, anywhere in Australia, please do so responsibly. If you haven't yet subscribed to our free mailing list, last week I'm going to give myself a little bit of a rap. I tipped the quaddie. Actually, I suggested backing each winner of the quaddie straight out. So basically, tipped the quaddie straight out and it paid, I think, $1,850. So sign up to that free mailing list and hopefully we can keep backing a few winners. If you are having a bet on Saturday, as I said, do so responsibly. And as always from the Leg Up Australia, good luck and good punting.